YouTube? It's your girl Icy, aka eBrook, and I am back with another freaking video for you guys today. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be talking about something I don't want to say kind of serious, but it's definitely a deeper topic than what I usually talk about here on my channel. But yeah, I just want to just dive right into it. So if you can't already tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about what happened to my parents, where are my parents, and so far and so forth. I'm just going to start off with the basics, I guess, and I guess I'll let God lead my words. Yeah. So first things first, I am an only child. Well, as far as I know, on my mother's side, my mother only had one kid, and that's little old me. On my father's side, I believe I do have siblings. The last that I knew of, when I was about 6 or 7, I was told that I had an older brother, and I was told that my older brother's name was David. So as far as I know, since I was little, I knew that I had other siblings, but of course, being that I stayed with my mother's side of the family, I was technically the only child. So when it comes to my father, I never knew my father. I never knew what he looked like. I never knew a lot about him. I didn't really know pretty much anything about him, except for a couple select details, like his name. I knew that his name was David something, Malcolm, Thomas, something of that caliber. My mother told me that when I was younger, and I knew that he lived in Brooklyn, of course, because that's where me and my family's from. And I knew that he had a son older than me. When I was younger, I met his sister, but I lost communication after that. So from that point on, I never knew my father. I never met him. From what I know, I've never met him. So yeah, I don't know my father. My family doesn't know my father, which is really weird. I kind of get upset off the fact that they don't know him. Like, I always feel like, how can a baby come into the world and you don't know who the dad is, unless, you know, the mother doesn't really know who the dad is. But from my understanding, my mother says she knows who my father is, so I just went off of that. Now, in terms of my mother is my mother's alive. My mother is not in my life right now. My mother actually suffers with mental illness. I don't really know if it's schizophrenia or if it's bipolar disorder. I'm not too sure which one, but you know, basically, you know, she has mental health issues, and she's always had mental health issues for as long as I can remember, as long as I was alive. And I'm 24, I'm about to be 25 in April. So yeah, for as long as I can remember, my mother always had mental health issues. So growing up without a father was hard, but also growing up with a mother that has mental illnesses is very hard as well. My mother was actually in and out of my life for all of my life. I'm actually at a period right now where I haven't seen my mother again, and this is normal to me. I haven't seen my mother since I was probably about 18 years old, like around the time that I graduated from high school. That was the last time I seen my mother, and like I said, I am about to be 25, so it's going on about 5 or 6 years since I last seen my mom. If you don't know, if you haven't heard me mention, I have 2 children of my own. So yeah, my mother has never met my children. The last time I spoke to my mom, I was about 3 months pregnant with my daughter. My daughter is about to be 5 years old as well. And yeah, that was the last time I spoke to my mom. I spoke to her over the phone. I told her that I was pregnant, and yeah, that was that. And that was actually the last time I spoke to her. So yeah, so like I said, my mother was in and out of my life for the majority of my life. She liked to travel a lot. She would always, you know, go from state to state. She would go to California, Boston, Kentucky. She lived down south a lot of periods of my life, and it was just, you know, pretty hard growing up with my mother that has a mental illness. just the fact of my mother having mental illnesses actually foreshadowed the fact that I didn't have a father in my life. I always thought about it, but my mom's situation was actually like kind of like more in the forefront than me worrying about the fact that I didn't know my dad. Because it's kind of like when you don't know something, you never see something, you can't miss something that you never had, you never saw. So it's not that I didn't, long to have a father, of course, but when your mom is going through situations like that, that's enough to deal with in itself. And yeah, like as a kid, I just grew up just kind of like confused and lost, not knowing what was wrong with my mom, and not knowing how to deal with her, illness and stuff like that. I would get angry fast. I would get very impatient. Yeah, it was just a lot. Like I was, I didn't know how to deal with it. Like my mother embarrassed me a lot in front of my friends, in front of anybody, and just in the public, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like really, really hard growing up with a mom with mental illness. And if anybody has ever dealt with anybody in their family or friends or whatever that has mental illness, I just want to just say I understand what that feels like. It's very hard to actually deal with that particular thing. It's just because it's like you feel bad for not understanding. It's like really hard to understand someone that has mental illness unless you're in that field of work or you're trained to do so. But if it's just something that's like brought upon you, it's like really hard to deal with, and it's really hard to comprehend. Well, it was kind of like growing up, it's kind of like I didn't have a mother or a father. I love my mother to death. I know she loves me, and I'm actually like grateful for her because even though that she wasn't really physically able to give me all the things that I needed, I'm still grateful for her, because at the end of the day, coming from the situation that she was in, having mental illness, and becoming pregnant by a man, honestly, like it's kind of obvious. My mother could have definitely got rid of me. She could have gotten an abortion, and I think about that every day, the fact that she kept me in the world, she gave me life, and she kind of gave me a chance to live. So I always thank God for that decision that was made, and I thank God just for him as well, because honestly, if it wasn't for him, like I wouldn't be anywhere. Like God is actually my parents. God is my mother, God is my father. And not to get too spiritual on you guys, but like when you go through some things, sometimes you gotta be spiritual, because that's like the only thing that can keep you, in good spirits and keep you pushing forward. There was just a lot of times where I was just very angry and frustrated, and I just been through like a lot of stuff in my life that have have affected me, of course, in my growing up, and even me as an adult, it affects me a lot of the time. I definitely wish that I would be able to reconnect with my mom, and I wish I could be able to meet my dad and just know where I come from and what makes up me, because of course, on the outside looking in, I try to be as put together as I can. I like to take care of myself. I like to look good, look nice, and I have a lot of talents, but a lot of the times, the things that are beneath the surface are the things that nobody really gets to see and nobody really understands. And that goes with anybody. Everyone has their own traumas and has their own things in life that, is like a struggle for them and triggers for them and stuff like that. So I always just try to take my traumas from childhood and all the things that I've been through, and I try to just like kind of fuel it to like push me to be greater and receive greater things in life and to reach higher heights in life. And that's basically the reason why I do a lot of things that I do. The fact that I didn't really have a good structure and parental guidance, it could have been a bad thing for me, but I actually try to flip it and turn it to a good thing. So it's kind of like making a negative into a positive type of thing. So when it comes to like my YouTube channel and just me expressing myself in certain ways, it actually is very helpful and very therapeutic. YouTube has been like a great outlet for that, especially growing up an only child and growing up without parents like that. YouTube is like a great form of expression for me, because Of course, like I grew up not really being able to express myself and really not having anyone to talk to and to understand, and YouTube has been like a great help with that. Now, when it comes to me doing music, if you aren't familiar, I do music, I do rap. I am actually, like, you know, in the process of recording and stuff like that and doing videos, so all of those things will be coming in the future, so of course look out for that, shameless plug. But yeah, the reason behind me doing music is solely because of my mother. My mother was a huge musical fan. She's a beautiful singer. She sings so beautifully, like it would make me cry. Like, my mother is the reason why I do music. My mother, like I said, she was a beautiful singer and she was an amazing dancer. She has so much rhythm, like she would literally light up the room. And I'm happy that I took that trait from her. And if you don't know, I love to dance. You guys could follow me on Instagram. You actually see me doing like a whole bunch of other stuff besides YouTube on my Instagram page at Real Icy Shit. Follow me on there because I'm dancing around and goofing off and making jokes and all that stuff, and I get all that stuff from my mother, so I'm like extremely grateful for that. The core reason of why I started music wasn't just because, you know, my mother influenced me with it. It was a major part of it, but the actual reason why I, you know, wanted to actually start pursuing music and, you know, just getting my name out there on a bigger spectrum, because I do see myself being bigger than anything that I've came from and bigger than anything that I feel that I am today. Like, I see myself as such a huge light, and there's so many things that I want to do in my life. And the reason behind it is really, one of the main reasons is because I want to be famous. That might sound extremely cliche, but I want to be famous. I definitely want to, how do I put it? I want to exude something bigger than my past. Like, I basically want to take my past and flip it into the complete opposite of where I came from, and I want to take that platform and do so many things with it. I honestly feel like one of the main reasons why I do like want to be famous and why I want to be a rapper, a recording artist, why I want to do YouTube, why I want to do so many things, is because I do want to be able to find my mother again. Now, the way it works for my mom, this is, like I said, it's pretty not unusual to me. My mother has done this for all of my life. She would pop in and out. She would be here for a year, she would leave for 2 years, come back, stay for like 5 years, leave for 4 years, you know what I'm saying? So this is not unusual. This probably like the longest I've gone without seeing my mother. But yeah, I always just really tell myself, like, I have to make it. I have to make it in this life, because I just want my mom to hear me. Like, if my mom can't see me, if I can't see my mom, I need my mom to hear me. And my mom, like I said, she was really, really big on music. She loves music. She loves to dance. And I always just told myself, like, maybe if I become a musician, or if I become an artist, if I make it somewhere in life, like, maybe my mom will be able to hear me with her own ears without even being near me. It's just all about me trying to, like, stretch my energy across the surface. I want to be known in different places. I want to be seen in different places, honestly, so I can find my parents. And that's honestly the real reason why I pursue music, and the real reason why I started YouTube. And, well, that's actually the main core reason. Like, it's not, of course I do music and YouTube because I enjoy it and it's my passion and it's just what I love to do. But yeah, the main core reason for me wanting to be as big as I see myself in the future is because I do want to be able to find my parents. Of course, you know, like, you dream and stuff like that, and I dream about big houses and big cars and, you know, getting out of poverty and, you know, setting myself up, just living a happy life. But I know that if I was to actually do it, of course someone's gonna notice me. When you're famous, everyone knows you, right? So I don't know, I just always felt like maybe like if I do this, like, maybe like I'll get a phone call one day saying, oh my God, like, hold on, I think you're my daughter, or oh my God, that's my daughter on TV, oh my God, that's my daughter on the radio. Like, those are like the things that I want to see in life. Like, those are the things that I want in my life. Like, I want all the other exquisite things, but if that was to happen to me, honestly, like, my whole life purpose would have been fulfilled. It's just basically like a fuel for me. It's just a fuel to keep going, to keep striving for bigger heights, and to be all that I can be, because I honestly don't feel like God put me here for no reason. And I don't know, it's just like when you had to endure so much in your life, it's kind of like, what was it for? And I don't ever want to be able to say like my story was in vain at all, and that's never going to happen. And that's why, you know, this is only the beginning for me, of course, but like I said, I see this in such a bigger spectrum, and it's extremely important to me. It's important for many reasons. I definitely want to be able to get my story out. I see myself creating like a foundation for young girls in the future, which is going to happen. I've been thinking about that for years, and I'm definitely going to put it into fruition. You know, I just want to help out a lot of girls that have been through the same thing that I have been through. I want to help out girls that don't have any parents, that, you know, are just by themselves, that don't really have a way out. And honestly, in order for me to accomplish things like that, I have to set standards for myself, and I have to accomplish my goals before I can do anything. So yeah, I'm just pushing myself. Of course, I don't ever, you know, I'm not gonna say I don't feel bad for the situation and the fact that I don't have parents, but like I said, I just use that as energy to promote the things that I want to get in life. I want to get ahead in life, so I know I have to do certain things to get there. So I just basically use all that stuff, and I just turn it into something very positive for me, because I know that if I like stay positive and stay down the right road and keep, you know, my aspirations and keep my drive and ambition, I already know that everything is going to come back to me. It's all about well, I'm a firm believer in manifestation. I know a lot of people are coming into this whole manifestation thing. You know, there's always like some type of, you know, big trend that's going on, but I believe in manifestation. I believe in prayer, and I match prayer and manifestation together, and I just do that, and it honestly helps. It helps with your energy. It helps to center you. It helps to get your mind on track. And when you pray and you manifest things, just don't think it's going to come to you. You have to work for it. Of course, you have to put it out there, and then you have to take the pathway to actually make your dreams a reality and to get the things that you want to see in life. So that's all I do, and it's been working for me. I feel like I've gotten way farther than I ever thought I would get, and like I said, I'm just scratching the surface. But when you start seeing like little things happening that you weren't doing before, that is like such a blessing. Like it's really like makes you proud to know like, okay, like I put this work in here and I received this. And like I said, even if you're getting scratching 2 pennies off of it, at the end of the day, it's 2 pennies is better than no pennies. That's just the way I see it. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that real quick. That's, you know, basically the situation with my parents. I keep optimistic every day that one day I'll get to see both of them again, even though I don't know my dad, but I know like one day, like if God permits it, like he's gonna bring them back to me. So I don't know, who knows, I might have actually been better off in the situation that I am now. Even if it's like, sounds like a bad thing to say, like, oh, you're better off in a sucky situation. You don't know what could happen in a different situation. Or when you're put into a really bad situation, you're probably put there just to learn from it and to make you a better person and to make you strive for higher heights. Because sometimes when people don't go through anything, they don't know how to appreciate things. So I'm like extremely blessed. I feel very blessed that God even gave me the soul that he gave me, and the strength that he gave me, because if it wasn't for that, I swear to God, I probably would not be here. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. I don't mean to get extremely vulnerable, but like I said, expressing yourself on YouTube kind of helps. So yeah, and you never know who you're helping and who you're touching and who can relate to your story. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and make this quick video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this little type of chat, rant, whatever. Please leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all the love that you guys have been giving me on my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in my next video.